Hi, fans. I'm going to review today the Yiree 32-inch electric height adjustable desktop riser, model number SZD-A1-01A/B. I'm not sure if the A/B is because there are two different models or not. Mine is black. I can't put it on the screen right now because it's sitting over there on the floor and it's kind of big and, kind of heavy, but I'm going to bring it over here and then you'll see what it is we've got. This is the keyboard tray. And as you can see, it's got holes on both ends here. And that is for attaching it with these two brackets to the rest of the unit. It does come with an instruction manual and the fasteners that you'll need, bolts and a hex wrench. I don't really think you're going to need instructions unless you're really poor at being able to put things together. I'm not poor at it. I'm fairly good at it, so I'm not worried about it for myself. But I will still share with you the secrets of doing this because it's very mysterious. Ancient Irish secret. Yeah. Now, this does come with a 100 to 240 volt power supply. And in my case, it came with a cable that is made for America. It even has the correctly oversized prong on one side, which is rare in products that come from China. They usually just make the two prongs exactly the same, which makes them fall out of sockets sometimes. And this connects to the cable going to the motor for the rising mechanism. So let me get that. And this is, like I said, it's kind of big. But first I want to draw your attention to the fact that they did not adequately package this. So it did sustain a bit of damage, which I try to bring that, see that there and that there. That is damage to the edge in transit, or they were careless at the factory, meaning it's not going to ruin it, but it is annoying. On the other end, opposite the damage, we have an empty port here where you can run cables through, which is nice. And on this end, we have the controls for the motor itself. And there's actually 1, 2, and then there's this part over here, but this part over here is a USB-A port. I would assume it's USB-A 2, version 2. And then on the back side, we can see we've got the cable coming from the motor here, and then also for the USB port over here. And this connects to this, and you'll want to be careful to correctly align this. So, there we go. That. If you take a look at this one, you'll see there are two prongs, and one prong is wide and thin, and the other one is rounded and not thick. I don't know how, I'm trying to get the, there we go. All right, so you want to make sure that you match it up. Now this is nice because it doesn't just plug it in there. Once you've got it plugged in, you can actually make sure it doesn't come apart with this little doohickey here. I'm not sure what to call that. I'm just going to connect those just like that. And I really like that. Now, for whatever reason, they've got the same thing on this side, but a much larger connector. I don't know how well you can see that or not. It's kind of hard for me to show that, but there's that one as well. Just in case, just so you know. And all you have to do, assuming you want to use the keyboard tray, is, well, install it. It's an easy thing to do. You probably want to start by installing these brackets on the bottom. And you're going to want to make sure that when you're installing them, that you're installing them in the correct orientation. You certainly don't want, let me show you this. The correct orientation is like this. If you do it like this, let's see, what was it? Oh, you could do it like this, but then you're not going to be able to mount the keyboard tray because this is too wide. It's hanging over the side, and the keyboard tray fits in this area here. Let me adjust there we go. Hopefully that'll help. So let me get the fasteners. So obviously you're going to hold this in place and match up the hole with the bolt. Tighten it down. Don't tighten it all the way because you need to have some wiggle space so you can orient the other one correctly as well. So be careful about that. I'm going to get that in there. This is a little bit awkward since I'm trying to show you this. Now once you've got both of those screwed in, you can tighten it up as much as you can. And it's nice that they use the metal inserts to provide a really good grip for the bolts without damaging the wood, unless you like really torque it a lot. And then, well, then you're going to have a problem. And it'll have to be made ugly to fix it, unless you're very clever with this sort of thing. I don't know why, but they sent an, well, actually, you know what? They didn't, I can't, yeah, they didn't send any extras. So try not to lose these, because, you know, you don't want to have to run to the hardware store to get the replacement, right? And now you can take this and you can bolt this on. And I suggest for your convenience, do one on this side and do one on this other side so that you can then go back and do the others. It's a lot easier that way, as long as you can find the holes. And I just noticed that as I was installing this part that they got the holes a little bit off from each other, so you're going to have to apply a little bit pressure while you are putting in the bolts for the keyboard tray itself, which is unfortunate, but it's not a deal breaker. It's just a little bit of extra exercise for your fingers. So it turns out they did provide 2 extra bolts. I thought there were more holes, but there aren't. So that's all done. And I've plugged it in. And you can see, I mean, it's upside down, but you can see it's working. No tricks. My other hand's over here. This one's just using the buttons. Now, I did notice a review from somebody else on this product that said that they had a problem with the wood bowing and that they received it bowed. So you want to make sure not to lower it too low. Try to keep a little bit of space. Now, I'm going to try to lift this so you can see. There are spacer things here, these little columns, and let me see if I can make it easier for you to see that it's there. Black on black at night is just a little bit difficult. See that thing there? Okay, so make sure that that's not pushing against the board, because it'll bow the board if there's some kind of mistake, I guess, with the way they mounted it for you. Now, the instructions actually show how to put all of this, install all of this, but it came to me mostly installed or assembled, I mean. I wanted you to see this better. That's what it looks like from the underside. Trying not to knock my keyboard down. And you can perhaps see that there's a blue light on the USB port there that lets you know that power is going. All right, so you can see I'm pushing with this button. This hand isn't doing anything naughty. You can get a pretty good amount of height to it. This is approximately 16 inches, which would be about 40.5 centimeters. So that's pretty good. And I'm going to be using this on my computer desk where you see my computer is, so I can have the computer up here, and hopefully it all goes according to plan, and that will give me more desk space, which I am in desperate need of right now, especially given the small size of this apartment. I really don't have room to spread my wings, so to speak. So that is it. I'm really pleased with this. I mean, despite the small amount of damage that happened to it, it's a nice desk. This is obviously not real wood. I mean, it's fabricated wood. You know, they chopped up a bunch of wood and then put it back together again because why not? And hopefully it's good quality and will not bow under the weight of my monstrous computer. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.
I need to ask for your help. Things have been challenging. Whose life hasn't been challenging lately? So if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications, that would be really, really super. Also, if you'd like to help me financially and you can't afford to, you can do a super thanks on my Glenn's Fast Reviews channel, or you can become a member there. Or if you prefer, you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII and become a member there instead. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Bleeping Computer for their support of my channel. If you need resources for computers, for getting rid of malware and learning about cybersecurity and stuff, Bleeping Computer, BLEEPING computer.com is a great resource. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.